Hello, this is Bug News, and today we're going to talk about some of the drama that happened during the Karen Huger DUI, DWI, whatever trial. This is just going to be a briefing, and then we're going to probably do a live later, hopefully over the weekend, or just give you, if not a live, something to give you more detail as far as notes from inside the courtroom, and also notes in general. What was objected, what was sustained, what was overruled. Those little things that kind of I feel people should know, and everybody's just focused on the guilty plea. We're not condoning driving while drunk, but it was an interesting case. I think if you saw some of the shorts, I put one short got messed up over on YouTube, but didn't get messed up on TikTok. But if you watch some of the shorts, it kind of gives you a tone of it. So I'm just going to name a couple of interesting things that happened during the case. Like I said, I'll give you guys more of the notes from the case as much as I can, step by step. Witness by witness. But one of the two major things happened, and which was kind of interesting, and I'm just surprised, not only the people in the courtroom would know, or who witnessed in the courtroom would know. So, and actually one part even the jurors didn't know. So, what had happened was, if any of you are aware, there were 3 police officers that testified, and there was a witness who did the 911 call and found Karen first. Apparently she was unconscious at the wheel, but the first witness happened to be a ex-Montgomery County police officer, and he also was working his job, I guess, at night. So he heard the crash. He said he was in some bushes, parked behind some bushes, and he heard the crash, and he said he was able to get there in 25 seconds or something like that. I find it hard to believe. I don't care where he was parked, because he said he was only, 150 feet. I'm just paraphrasing, but he said he was only 150 feet or something like that. But when he said 25 seconds, even the defense team said, well, how'd you know it was 25 seconds? And he said that he went back and timed it. Oh, you just went back and timed it? Like I said, I'm paraphrasing what was going on. So he said, yeah, because I had to do a report. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. So he said he wrote his report, and I think it reported that the state attorney never really asked for the report. He voluntarily submitted. But one key thing that he did was he took a picture of Karen getting out of the car. Okay, so now let's switch to the interview of the sergeant that was on the stand, right? He said that they asked him why did he come to the scene. He said, well, he was just coming to, supervise or something. He was just coming to observe. But he wasn't dispatch. So the first officer that was on the that testified, he was dispatch. He was the first one on the scene as far as police, and I think maybe the paramedics and stuff like that, and the firehouse. So he was dispatch, right? The first officer, he was dispatch. He was found. Remember when Ray was in the video? He could find a license because the first officer had already found the license when the car found the license, because Karen refused to give him her license. So he went in the car and got it, because I think she was either in an ambulance or somewhere else. So they never showed the first. Okay, what a lot of people don't know is that there's 4 hours of video. 4 hours of video. They never showed that officers. I might be wrong, but they never showed the first officer who testified video. Right? To the best of my knowledge, they only showed the expert, the guy with a lot of certifications for identifying drunk driver, and they only showed the sergeant's video. Now, so let's get back. Remember, so we had the sergeant. So when the sergeant came on the scene, he said XYZ. So, but the sergeant was questioned as to why did he say we have a live one, or we have a good catch. That's something to that phrase, something to that aspect. We have a good catch. So Karen's defense team pointed this out, and then the sergeant had to explain what he meant by that. He had to explain why he was on the scene. He had to explain various things, right? And the sergeant also was on 30-year veteran from Montgomery County Police Force. But why did he say we have a good catch? And why was he on the scene? Allegedly, what could have happened, we don't have any proof of this. The security guard, you're a 30-year vet. Oh, let me just reclassify something. Anyone who anyone who has heavy, I don't know how to say this, but anyone who may have observed the police know, in these modern times, they use their cell phones to communicate with each other. This has been proven. Remember the Baltimore massacre? They had, every year this project area, they had an event. So somehow, it was like a shooting or something that happened, like a loud shooting. But the police on the scene were texting each other. And they got all the text messages. Now, I don't know if the texts were through the console, because I have digital console. No, but they was literally texting. And then some of these police got burner phones too. So they were texting them. They had all their text messages for that district. Not one over the mic call, maybe one or two. So what I can try to say is most of these police people in these urban areas, so Montgomery County, it's a high, a well-to-do, I think it was way well-to-do, but the income in Montgomery County is pretty high, and then over Potomac is even higher. So, but it's still an urban sprawl. So most of these police officers, they texting each other and they got group chats. So, we're not saying that the sergeant got a picture from the security guard, who also happened to be a 30-year veteran. We don't know if they knew each other. Question was never asked. Right? But it's just mighty strange why he took a picture of Karen, but he submitted it later to the DA, just in case somebody might have asked the sergeant, hey, did you see a picture of Karen? He said he did. And that was the defense was trying to push the issue that did you know, all the questions the officers were asked, did you know Ms. Huger? It was only after they said they got some information that she was on TV. But it's just mighty strange that in the first witness defense, the security guard's defense, he said he takes pictures and videos all the time as he's patrolling, just in case something happened, he can reflect back to the picture or video. Or he could just, if he probably has a job because he got 30 years, and he has a connection with that local district, and he could just, I take the picture, I send it over. Suppose they don't want, people are more expert in the law. Suppose they don't want, somebody's in there, he don't really want to engage with them, so he takes a picture. He might drive past, click, or hit a tag number, send it through the group chat, send it directly to the person. They get dispatched to look for that individual, and whatever is prevented, or investigation, whatever. So, but that was like very suspicious. I'm just surprised why the Karen's defense team to ask, did you was on the scene, did you get a text or something? Who sent you the text? Oh, you heard the call? Really? Oh, okay, cool. Well, why did you say, when he asked her, why did you say, we have a quite a catch on this one? So, and because I think he was heard on tape. That's what I said. It was 4 hours of tape. So they only showed, I guess, her most dramatic scenes. There was some other stuff, like I said, some other stuff that was said. And most of the tapes that I will say that they show was the information that was presented in court. And the defense didn't want the whole 4 hours showing. They wanted to know, what are you going to show in court? So the picture that the security guard took was admitted in evidence, and I could be wrong, but that day. So Karen's team hadn't even seen it, but the picture shows her exiting the car. So, but and as far as investigative terms, it places her at the scene. You see, so that's it. Like I said, we're going to go into more detail, not step by step, but note by note, on what, like for example, what was objected to, what was sustained, what was overruled. It was, some interesting things that were objected to, and things like that. Because I think every time they ask, like, when she intoxicated, I think, if I remember correctly, I have my notes in front of me, but I think he ejected and he sustained. There were certain things that were asked, like the security guard couldn't give, although he said she was drunk, but the defense would say, no, he's not an expert. How can he say that? So out of all of this, there was only one expert guy, and from the police force, he had his, he presented himself with the credentials, but it's mighty strange. He says he's worked the night, but to me, it's mighty strange that he happens to show up. He's dispatched. So it's a way you can do things. So, first off, the scene, I got a person here. Yeah, I'm at the scene, blah, 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 car crash. But he could have texted, oh, yeah, Sarge, this woman drunk. You might want to send, XYZ over. All right, cool. I'm going to send him over. Oh, by the way, I think this is the lady from the TV. Boom. Oh, okay. Oh, so, or the guy who called could have said, oh, yeah, y'all might want to send such and such over because it's clear that this woman has been drinking. You want to make sure you get the right person over here, whatever. Because, see, the first officer might have just wrote it off. Boom. Because the one strange thing is they sent over the DUI expert, but they didn't send over a accident. There's a term they use, accident assessment expert. Now, one keynote, people say she hit the medium, but that was one thing that was objected to, but I think by the state, and I think it was sustained. So the medium that she hit was only 8 months old, and I mean, to some that may not be important to some, but to some it may be. But it was only 8 months old, so maybe she didn't come that way all the time, and she got an accident, unfortunately, and she's been convicted of drunk driving. Some things were thrown out. I mean, it came out that she had, that wasn't even mentioned. Karen was driving on a Virginia license. She still holds a Virginia license. So when they go, it's going to be confusing. So at one point, remember, she used to live in Virginia before they moved back to Maryland, when they lived over in Great Falls. So, which is just, if you know the area, is just across the bridge, the Legion Bridge from Potomac or what have you. So, so it's all in the same, all in the same rich part of town, or well-to-do part of town, Great Falls, and you come across the bridge, Glen Echo and those areas. Then you get up there, and Potomac, Falls Road, blah blah blah. So, yeah, so she had a Virginia license. So I don't know how this is going to play out, because that license is in a different state. So that's why they charged her with failure to notice of registration change. Not registration change, change of address, which is like just a ticket. They usually just gives you a ticket. But the cars were registered in her name in Maryland, which is usually hard to do. Now in Virginia, they let you do allegedly they let you do crazy stuff like that. I could be in Maryland, Delaware, wherever, come down, register my car in Virginia, because a lot of people was doing that because they don't require you to have insurance when you register the car. That's in a nutshell. You still gotta pay the car tax, but if it's just a bucket, and you ain't gotta put no insurance on it, I mean, so be it. So that's why a lot of people were registering their cars in Virginia, allegedly. At the time of registration, you don't have to show proof of insurance. But in Maryland, of course, you do. And I think Maryland, kind of like Jersey, if you don't have your insurance, then you're going to get a ticket. you don't have your insurance card on, you're gonna get a ticket, unfortunately. But it ain't no cheap ticket either. So that's it. Like I said, we're gonna go into more details later on. This is just something, everybody's putting out videos and things like that. But what do you think? You think this conspiracy theory with the police and the guy shooting the picture over, and then they shooting over the expert DUI person over text, not the the radio band where stuff is kind of tracked and measured, or group chat, or WhatsApp. We know these things go on. I mean, it's been proven. So I'm just surprised the defense didn't never ask. Because as soon as they was in court, and he said, why'd you go there? I said, he got it. I'm thinking in my head, he got a text. That's why he went over there. That's how he knew it was a catch. He got the text somewhere, somebody, somehow, allegedly. All right, so what do you think? Do you think this is just I'm reaching, or this is now you reaching? She got to take her licks and move on. But this is Bugs News. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and you want to do that Cash App, do that Cash App. Thank you very much.